Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alchemisted, and this is once again Star Trek Online, Rise of the Red Shirt. Today we're going to be doing Project Nightingale, and this fellow here in the zone chat is sending a distress call saying he's been boarded by Borg, but I'm sure that'll sort itself out, so we'll minimize the chat. So much to talk about, so much to go over. Well, actually so little. We've had a lot of time-gated events here, and we've had the return of the Lockbox promotion. You remember that exciting, wonderful Lockbox promotion with the Cardassian things? Well, now there's a Ferengi Lockbox promotion, which, considering the race in question, is a bit more appropriate. But this Lockbox promotion has managed to bring all new kinds of obnoxiousness that the Cardassian Lockbox promotions did not, including the Lobi system. So what the Lobi system is, it's a new form of currency. If you'll remember back to the heady days of fall 2011 when they were saying they were going to unify all of the currencies currently in the game to avoid confusion. Well, now we have gold press latinum, energy credits, Lobi crystals, so yeah, it's getting confusing again, and dilithium, so it's already like 4 different kinds of currency. God knows what they're going to be coming up with next. So how the Lobi system works is whenever you buy a master key and unlock a Ferengi lockbox, you get a small amount of Lobi, or at least I hope to God you do. Otherwise it would be even more of a ripoff than it already is, but more on that later. So anyways, the Lobi system isn't just a currency, it's a power. If you have any Lobi, you'll get this power to open the token store and buy things from wherever you are. And these items range from hilariously and ridiculously expensive, such as the special requisition pack for the Ferengi shuttle, which buying Lobi crystals through Ferengi lockboxes would probably cost such an insane amount of money, you know, such a more insane amount of money than simply buying a shuttle from the C-store, or, God forbid, buying one from in-game off the exchange. So one can file the Ferengi shuttle completely under rip-off. One can file most of the things in the Lobi store completely under rip-off, to be precise. Especially this one, which manages to be a complete rip-off despite only costing 1 Lobi crystal. Let's see. It literally does nothing. This and Golden Knowledge, they do nothing. At least, I don't think they do. I don't intend to find out. The one thing I've bought from this store, and one of the only things I'd ever want to have from this store, is the Ferengi Energy Whip, which is a new kind of melee weapon, which was introduced in the episode The Last Outpost of TNG. I believe it was Season 1. It was the first episode where they ran into the Ferengi, and they've never lived it down since. You can also buy a bunch of pets from the Lobi store, chalk those ones under useless. You can also buy clothes from the Lobi store, and this is an interesting thing. Now, the gold press latinum currency exists as a social currency to buy social items. Currently, it's really limited to holo emitters, which are also themselves complete rip-offs, considering they wear off in about 15 minutes. But they've added clothes here. Now, to their credit, they said that they probably shouldn't have added the clothes into the Lobi crystal store, but that doesn't change the fact that they still added the clothes to the Lobi crystal store, and they haven't taken them out. They admitted that they should have put them in the Gold Press Latinum store, but again, they're still here. So, yeah. Tell me another one. So the only 2 other things I would ever want from this store are the Photonic Mako Bridge Officer candidate, who looks pretty badass, and the Rapid Fire Missile Launcher, but that would only be for my Klingon, because if I ever get to leveling my Klingon, I have this funny idea of a Bortos missile cruiser, which will probably never come to fruition. But yeah, you only get like about 10 Lobi crystals per lockbox from what I've seen, which means that all of these things will be prohibitively expensive unless you are crazy. Now, I should clarify that buying the lockboxes doesn't cost money. Buying the keys to open the lockboxes costs money. So you go into the C-store, though, and on the scroll of the latest items available in the C-store, you can only find the 10-pack. This is a curious move, and a bit of an underhanded one as well. You can only buy the 10-pack, which costs $900, which I assume is roughly equivalent to $10. So, yeah. Instead, if you're going to buy one, go down to the items and buy the 100 C-point lock master key instead of the 10-pack master key. The justification for the 10-pack is you're essentially getting... You're paying almost as much, but you're getting one of them for free, basically. That's the entire... That's it. Basically, that's the entire justification. It's still pretty rotten for them to not put the normal master key singular in the featured scroll. It's pretty bad, but yeah. They also added the Cation Atrox carrier, which every time I see it makes me think the Covenant wants their ship back. Let's see, and that's about it. Yeah. They've added the Odyssey pack and the Bortosk pack. The Bortosk supposedly means something like Super Vengeance, and the Odyssey, each of these ships, the special thing about this is that it's a pack of 3 ships, each of which has a different slant. There's an Odyssey Tactical, Odyssey Science, and Odyssey Engineering. All of them look the exact same. The only new thing they really have is a new bridge. Each of them has a special console with a special ability, but they're all part of a set, and you have to buy all 3 in order to get the full set's benefits, which sucks a bit. And the Odyssey pack is a way to buy all 3 of them while only buying the price for 2. I will buy none. So that's enough of that. There's one more thing that I'd like to point out before we move on, and that is that you can actually buy the Ferengi lockboxes from the C store. Well, not the C store, but the dilithium store. You can actually buy them from here. They cost 200 dilithium to buy. Who would do this? If you, for example, ever buy a Ferengi lockbox, an item which you can easily obtain by just killing something out on a mission and picking up the lockbox that suddenly spawns out of their corpse. And we're not just talking about enemies, we're talking about everything from plasma torpedoes to mines explode into lockboxes. If you actually buy one of these things from the dilithium store, let me know so I can find you and beat you upside the head with something heavy for being a dunce, you dunce. Why would you spend dilithium on this? That was cleansing. Moving on. So, I've also bought some other things. Holographic combat drones. I assume these are things that come from the lockbox promotion, but the problem with these is they're consumable. You can also buy Peregrine fighters as well, but they're consumable as well. A lot of the things are consumable. In fact, you can buy a dilithium Horda combat pet, and it's consumable. This blows my fucking mind. Well, as if it weren't enough of a waste of money, most of the other things you can get from it that might make you feel a little bit less cheated, they're consumable. They disappear after a number of uses. This was a brilliant marketing strategy. I hate you so much. Anyways, enough of the negativity. Let's move on to something that's actually entertaining. Not that talking about the many ways Cryptic has been screwing people isn't entertaining, but it's raising my blood pressure. Anyways, Project Nightingale. The U.S.S. Nobel is missing. Track the source of an emergency signal and search for survivors. Okay. 3 weeks ago, the U.S.S. Nobel was on a mission in Romulan space when we lost contact with the vessel. A search of the area turned up nothing. It was logical to conclude that the ship and her crew were lost, but that may be an error. Starbase sensors are picking up an emergency signal that is the same frequency as that assigned to the Nobel. The signal is faint and there is some kind of unexplained interference, but I do not believe the connection to the Nobel is a coincidence. We want you and the Woglinde to investigate. We believe that the signal originates from Cirini Prime, which is a planet near the several Romulan colony worlds. The Romulans are very protective of their remaining populated star systems, so be prepared for a confrontation. Now, the reason the Romulans are very protective about their remaining star systems is because one of the star systems got blown up in the 2009 film, which was an event that even the game agrees makes no goddamn sense. Moving on. Your awards for this are a Plasma Beam Array Mark 11 with a +2 accuracy, which probably would have been useless before the Mistech was introduced, but now, if it tickles your fancy, fine. In fact, all of this has accuracy +2, so if you're looking for accuracy-heavy weapons, this is the place to get them, or if you're just into plasma weapons. Don't know why, but if you were, this is the place. I find them annoying myself. And you can also get a lockbox. Oh, that joy. Something I can sell for a lot of energy credits, or a lockbox that I have to spend money to open. Gee, let me decide what I'm going to get. If I sound annoyed with this, it's because I am. Moving on. So, of course, we can't transwarp from the interior of our ship because that would be silly, so let's go ahead and leave the ship interior. I will now beam from my ship to my ship. I don't know why. This seems like the height of laziness to me, but I did it anyways. And before we set off to Cirini Prime, I would like to draw your attention to the planetoid right next to us that is impossible in a great many ways. One would think the gravity of both halves of this giant-ass thing would have slammed the thing back together into a single planetoid by now, but Starfleet must be continuously detonating explosives in there to keep it separated. God only knows why. Probably Admiral Quinn. Yeah, definitely Admiral Quinn. The man promotes ensigns to command of starships, so who knows what the hell he gets off on. And as always, it has forgotten to make the mission we just took primary, so we have to do it ourselves. Lovely. Fortunately, it's right there. Make primary. Ah! And we're off. And we're here. We're receiving a hail from the Nobel, sir. They're taking fire from Romulans blockading the planet. Warp engines are offline and their shields are at 30% and dropping. Okay, well, we can't have that. And it's a Mogai, or a Mogai. I'm not sure. Now, if you'll look ahead and if you're not blind, you'll notice a giant beehive barrier in front of us. That is in fact a giant planetary shield protecting the planet. Which one would imagine is something planetary shields do. Don't mock me. It actually stretches throughout around the entire planet, but because I have the draw distance turned down so that the game doesn't constantly freeze on me, you're only seeing the segment that's closest to us. And did that Mogai already explode? Wow, that was a short fight. Hail the U.S.S. Nobel. Thank you for your assistance, Admiral. The Romulans stormed us and took control of the ship. They transported all of our senior officers down to the surface on the first day. The Romulans ripped through the Nobel like a pack of wolves. They stole every bit of tech and data that looked useful or interesting. A few of us managed to subdue our guards and free the rest of the crew left on the ship. Since then, we've been working to get the key systems back online. We can't contact the captain or anyone else who might still be alive on the surface. We don't even know if they're still alive. Sorry. We managed to deactivate one section of the shield wall, but we can't launch a shuttle and our transporters are offline. So much for a rescue attempt. Admiral, we need your help. Will you send an away team to the surface and find our missing officers? Sure, why not? You just behave. Let's see. Well, I'll send over. Send over an engineering team. Maybe beam over a few hazard emitters. Hazard emitters. Thank you. Let's see. But I can't restore their shields. Well, I'll give them some power to the integrity field. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That should get them on the road to recovery. Now again, you can actually see this planetary shield is quite extensive. In fact, as far as planetary shields go, it's pretty impractical considering it's, well, because of the fact that it's so far away. One would think that a more effective planetary shield would be closer to the planet's surface, but that's just me thinking out loud here. And somebody told me that these birds of prey, that the cloaking thing actually works, so in order to disprove that, I'm actually going to use it again. And I'm going to use the emission-seeking torpedo to prove that until you actually aggro that one bird of prey over there, that his buddies do not actually exist. Go forth. I will now reverse so that I don't accidentally get caught in it. Well, that went well. You know, at this point, you'd wonder why they would bother firing at me. You know, why would they simply not just turn around? You know, considering the amount of death and destruction I've left in my wake in this game so far. I mean, I effectively decimated entire fleets single-handedly in this game. And there's a plasma torpedo chasing us, but he's not going to make it. Neither is that one. I'm going to scan this unidentified object because I'm right here and I can. It's very pretty, though. I'll give it that, but it just makes no damn sense. As is this planet texture. If you look closely, you can actually... Well, I don't know if you can actually make it out on the video, but if you look closely at this planet in the game, you can actually make out the city lights, which I think is a nice touch. Oh, hi. It's kind of in the middle of something. Now, this is a Dideridex class bird of prey. It's kind of the standard Klingon, not Klingon, what the hell am I talking about? The standard Romulan warship. Since the first season of TNG, when you first saw one in the episode, not the Last Outpost, the episode The Neutral Zone, that's right. Now, presumably these ships are going to have a small defender ship defending them at some point, but right now they are, well, they're sitting ducks. Unless they do that, which they do often. They tend to, like, you'll notice a running gag in the Romulan missions, and that's giant Dideridex class badass warships running like, well, pussies. Okay, Lima is going to tell us we can beam down now, but I'm going to go over here and scan this, because I can. Go. Alright, Lima. The Romulan ship cloaked, sir. Captain, we are being hailed. Do you want me to put it on the main view screen? Sure. Savor your victory while you can, Admiral. We will return, and in greater numbers. Star Wars reference. We are within transporter range, sir. The away team is standing by and can transport on your command. We'll beam down. I said we'll beam down. There we go. Thirsty? Captain, the survivors of the Nobel report that they were attempting to rescue a Federation science team being held by the Romulans when they were attacked. They sent a science ship on a mission of... Never mind. There are multiple life signs in this area that could be the science team. I recommend that we free them and transport them back to the Woglinde. If we find the lead scientist, we may be able to learn more. Okay. Let's take that Lurpa off, which the game loves giving us for some reason. I forgot what I was going to say. Yep, forgot what I was going to say. Anyways, let me take something off of Nell really quick. Let's see, where is it? There it is, the IDIC Tribble. And I'm going to give it back to Doppler. I'm going to give this Unruly guy back to Nell. And I'm going to tell Doppler to use the IDIC Tribble. And well, instead, hang on. Everybody will sort of jerkily pet their tribbles, and okay. I don't get that. I have to fire off tactical initiative before they pet them. I don't know why. And it's going to chug for a moment. Don't know why again. Considering I've played this mission dozens of times without recording. Well, it's probably definitely the recording though, so yeah. And I can't have that, so I'm going to restore my own shields because I can. I'm going to pick up this other crappy drop that the Romulan left. I like the new drop icons. I think they look cool. I like that they indicate rarity. They also kind of look Tory, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to target the Sub-Lieutenant Medic, and I'm going to demonstrate the holographic combat drone. What this does is it generates a holographic combat drone. I know, right? He's going to fly over there, and he's going to die in about 2 hits, because the holographic combat drone survived. That's amazing. Unscathed, even. Wow, that's the first time that's happened. Jesus Christ, drone. Can't you see I'm trying to do something here? The one effing time that I want you to go down, you refuse to. But every other time, oh yes, every other time I use you, you die in like 2 hits. That's wonderful. So the holographic combat drone is going to go over there and it's going to die in 2 hits. Its shields are already gone, and there it goes. It dies really effing fast. Don't you feel that your purchase was validated? Remember, consumable. Once it's gone forever. Okay, and if you'll look in the distance, you'll see the Imperial City of Tamriel, or Cyrodiil, wherever the hell we are right now. Hello, scientist. Go to the ship. Cyrodiil. Yeah, it's Cyrodiil. I half expect to hear, like, Patrick Stewart narrating something. Now that would be something to hear in this game. Never happened, but, yeah, would be nice. See. Okay. Come on, go down. Small hypo joy. I always wanted one of those. And there you see one of the lockboxes I was talking about. And they are all green quality, so you have no reason to buy them from the dilithium store. If I catch you buying them from the dilithium store, I will get even with you. Where is everyone? Okay. I was worried for a moment that they actually fell down the cliffside. Like, shit! Okay. And there are a lot of scientists here, but I'm gonna clear this area first, just 'cause. Oh, crap. Thank you, Rick. I totally didn't have that covered. Ow. Somebody likes throwing grenades. So do I! Oh, I threw it at a corpse. Oh, it was worth it. This guy's telling us to help the others despite freaking out, if you didn't catch that. Power cell. So let's go ahead and beam up all these others. I guess the senior crew of the ship are fucking dead because we haven't seen a single one of them. And he's saying see us on the ship. Not my ship. You're going to the other ship. Well, you might be on... Actually, yeah. They'll probably be on my ship for a while. Let's scan this because I can. And if you're wondering why I'm talking so fast, well, this is a textbook example of why you shouldn't drink coffee in the middle of the night. Because I had a lot of work to do. So yes, don't do that. It's a bad idea. Okay. That person's freaking out, but he's telling us to help the others too. Those mushrooms are flying. Oh my god. We're in that one book from a space fantasy. If you haven't read a space fantasy, shame on you. Go read it right now. Right now. Do it. Well, maybe after you finish watch this. But read it. Read it. You can also watch it. They made an anime called 2. It's a CG thing. It's actually pretty good. Oh god, text. Thank you, Admiral. How can I help you? How long have you been here? I'm not really sure. It's been more than 2 weeks. Sometimes it feels like years. What were you doing before you were captured? Our team is doing a project for Starfleet Intelligence. We knew our mission was dangerous. Now he does it. We knew our mission was dangerous, but it was for the greater good. I just didn't expect to be forced to work for the Romulans. What do the Romulans want with you? They've been forcing us to work on projects for them at Disruptor Point. Each of us was assigned to a small component of the whole, so none of us would know exactly what they wanted us to create. They did this thing before in Hide and Seek, was it? Hide and Seek? No. Into the Briars? No. Crap, I don't know. Other tasks were given to those Starfleet officers we saw the Romulan bring down here a few days ago. Starfleet officers? Do you know where the Nobel crew is? Stop doing that. Before the Romulans took them away, I spoke briefly to Commander Ran. I think she and her people were from the Nobel. The Romulans are holding them in the old fort by the shoreline. Please, help them. Off to the ship with you. Okay, it's going to tell us to locate the old fort. This is an impossible task, but somehow we will accomplish it. Look, we found the old fort. I don't know how locating the old fort was an objective. Maybe they should have said, like, get to the old fort, because locating this thing's pretty damn simple. Oh, look, there's the fort. It's in the distance. It's impossible to miss. Maybe I should call the ship and have them take readings. We need to make sure this is indeed the fort we're looking for. Yeah, let's hurry this up a little bit. Commander Teleb. Oh, look! It's the guy who ran away. Be on your guard, he says. Well, here's a grenade and a sniper shot. Ah, son of a... They were on their guard. Have a sniper shot. So we're going to shoot at Commander Teleb until he presumably runs away. Well, he didn't live long enough to run away. Take items. Take items. And again, you notice all the Ferengi lockboxes are, in fact, green quality. And I was trying to take that item, and it just sent me into the fort. Lovely. Away team, this is Lieutenant Riley from the U.S.S. Nobel. Our engineers have worked a little magic, and we have one transporter operational. We're getting some interference from the Romulan shield, so we'll need you to tag off our officers with miniature pattern enhancers before we can beam them back. Wait a minute, why are you tagging the officers? Isn't the Woglinde in orbit? We have like 3 transporter rooms plus cargo transporters plus all kinds of other transporters. Why don't we do it? You're damaged. Stay outside of the force field. In fact, go back to a starbase. We can handle it. Why are you here? It's like one of those escort missions where the escortee keeps running way ahead of you. Stop that. Knock it off. By the way, that Centurion was so alert back there, wasn't he? That was That was one of the Empire's best they just lost right there. Somebody likes throwing grenades. Here's one of my own! Doppler has a disruptor burn despite the fact that he's made of force fields. What the fuck? He's made of force fields. How can he be burned? Like, maybe his moldable emitter. Maybe, depending on what it's made of. If it's made of something like fullerene, forget it. And as you can see, the game literally throws these lockboxes at you left and right. Do not spend dilithium on them. I will get even with you. So there's a hostage there, so I'm going to free them by throwing a grenade right next to them, and then I'm going to start a gunfight right next to them, and yeah, that'll work. Holy shit, 8! Take the items. See you on the ship. Well, not my ship, but a ship. So let's see. Lower the force field. And I think there are... Yeah, there are 6. Well, it says it right there. Why the hell do I have to worry about it? But yeah, there are 6 Nobel crewmen on this map. Saving them all is, well, kind of advised. If you don't, you kind of can't move on. I don't know where I was going with that. Shut up, I've drank way too much coffee. Don't do that, by the way. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Hi. That gets really effing annoying. Grenade. That grenade didn't do jack. It was a sniper shot. That sniper shot did more than jack. It killed him. And as before, I'm going to liberate this trapped Starfleet officer by tossing a grenade right next to him. There we go. And as before, that worked out rather well. Okay. Tag the crewman. Go home. Going to scan this just because I can. Okay. Going to lower the force field. Going to free Willie, or whatever his name is. Well, it's a she. There are women named Willie, I'm sure. I'm sure there are women named Willie. I know they must exist. I don't know where the hell these people came from, but I don't know if I'm going to screw with them. So, turning on those consoles turns on this console, which lets you turn off the force field, or at least I think that's what's going on. Despite the fact that I'm practically speedrunning this, I'm still 43 minutes in. Wow. By the way, I'm shooting in the back. Thank you. That's crack Romulan training there. So let's see. I'm going to open the crate. What wonders lie within? Oh, power cell. Lovely. Get this fucking holographic tribble out of my inventory. Wow, Jesus Christ, 8. I almost feel like taking that thing away. So here we have a chief interrogator and yet another hostage. You know what I'm going to do here, don't you? You should by now. And he's dead. And the camera just changed itself without my consent. That was confusing. And I got hypos and a large shield charge. That was nice of it. I'm going to scan this just because I can. Go up here and talk to Commander Ran. Is my crew safe? What's the condition of my ship? The Romulans killed Captain Sepek in the initial attack. They've been holding us here and forcing us to research how to adapt Borg technology and weapons for their use. They threatened to execute my crew if we didn't cooperate. If the Nobel has anything resembling an engine left, I'd like to try and get it out of the system. I won't let the Romulans have anything else. They won't let us leave without a fight, Admiral. We'll need your ship to provide cover until we escape. Okay. Are you ready to return to the Woglinde, sir? Yep. More. That was a mistake. The Nobel is hailing us, sir. Putting it on screen now. Thank you for your rescue, Admiral. Lieutenant Riley has managed to get the engines online. It should be enough to get us back to safety. We'll need you to escort us until we're far enough away from the planet to engage war. Why were you there? Why were you... There was a Galaxy-class starship right there with transporters. More transporters on it than you had. And why is my ship buried in this thing? We have like 10 times more transporters than you have. Why did you fly next to the planet that was occupied by hostile forces and not leave so we could just rescue your crew and the scientists and not have to worry about escorting you? Come on! I think I need to start up a new rule. No caffeine before bed. Alright. Escort the U.S.S. Nobel so it can safely escape. Enjoy. Sir, there's a large anomaly forming directly off the ship's bow. Oh, I wonder if that's a cloaked Dideridax about to attack us. Oh, hi there. You know, I don't care. He dies this time. Well, I have to say he's taken being blown up like a champ. Maybe I should have talked to him first. Yes, let's do that. Sir, it's the IRW Rhea. They're hailing us on screen. What the hell, Starfleet? I told you we would return, Admiral. I believe I will give the honor of destroying you to the other ships with me. Yeah, because I just kicked your ass. I will have the pleasure of watching you die. You're still alive after all that? And of course he runs away again like a little bitch, and I have to deal with his little buddies. This will not go well for them. Like at all. So they fired their plasma torpedoes, but I got hit by one. Shit. Hey, I clicked hazard emitters. I expect hazard emitters to work. One of the birds of prey has actually flown into my warp plasma like an idiot and got itself killed because of it. And the other one is just hopelessly screwed. You know, I would, like, if I were a Romulan and I were serving on that ship, I would consider somebody pointing at a Galaxy-class starship that had already obliterated entire fleet single-handedly and telling me to charge that thing to destroy it. I would consider that grounds for mutiny. But that's just me. We don't like this commander. We want someone new. Someone who isn't going to order us on suicidal attack runs against a ship capable of wiping the floor with us without any effort at all. No, that's not going to work. And again, Ferengi lockbox from a plasma torpedo. Lovely. Or at least I assume that was a plasma torpedo. It's bizarre the things that Ferengi lockboxes come out of. They pop out of everything. It's pretty ridiculous. They're literally just chucking these things at you, and yet they're charging you for them in the dilithium store. Why would you do this? Why would you pay the equivalent of money for these things? Anything that could be why would you pay anything that could be in any way roughly equivalent to any form of currency ever for things that they literally throw at you for free? I don't understand. It's like they actually expect people to do that, and that depresses me a lot. Okay. The Nobel is still chugging its way through, which is nice. It's great. After I've finished escorting it, I'm going to go back for that thing over there that I missed, because I was busy escorting it when I shouldn't have had to, because common sense would have dictated that it would have taken the opportunity to run! And the Rhea has once again arrived to get its ass whooped. So I was going to try that thing where it tractor beams you and fires off a bunch of quantums, or fires off a bunch of plasma torpedoes, but it's not going to fucking work because I just warp plasmid them. It's a nice little tactic I've gotten into, although I may have mentioned that already. And now the ass beatings will be handed out. And he actually dies this time. It's not a trick. He doesn't cloak and run away. Thank God. It was funny the first time, gets old the 10th time they do it in the game. Incoming message from the Nobel, Captain. Putting it on screen. Thanks for the rescue. We owe you one, Woglinde. Next time we're at Starbase 39 Sierra, the first round is on me. Nobel out. Are you ready to return to... Are you ready to return to depart the system, Captain? God damn it, grammar! Ah, okay. So I'm going to go back for that thing that I missed, which is back through here. Turn. Thank you. And of course the music has stopped, making this the most boring trek back ever. And that gave me a Tetrion particle joy. So before I depart the system, I'm going to fly back outside of the force field, because while I could go to warp inside of the force field, I would end up pasted on the inside of the force field. So instead I'm going to do this the right way and go outside of it first. More! Here I am making a rule about not drinking caffeine this close to when I go to sleep, and here I am drinking more of it. Make of that what you will. Depart system. Are you ready to return to depart the system, Captain? No words. Depart system. You have completed all objectives, and we leave. This video is ruined. So yeah, the next time I drink this much caffeine before recording, somebody smack me, because Jesus. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh, that's right. I turned off the auto hail. Progress. Project Nightingale. Okay. Let's see. Hail Starfleet. Commander Wren and the other survivors of the Nobel are recovering, and all are expected to survive. I am impressed, Admiral. So you get a bunch of skill points, a bunch of bridge officer points, and again, you have the option to choose a lockbox. If you have any sense, do not do so. I will choose a torpedo launcher instead, and I will proceed to sell it. Why would you choose the lockbox? Why? Why in God's name would you do that? As it stands, I wasn't even going for them, and I still managed to pick up 5 of those things. Why would you choose a lockbox from the mission? Yo, why would you do that? I don't get it. Why would you buy it in the dilithium store? Why is that even in there? I'm sorry, it's just bugging the crap out of me. Is that Ractigino? No, it's hot chocolate. Almost as good. Jesus Christ, even in the game I'm addicted to caffeinated beverages. Ugh! So that was Project Nightingale, and I'm unsure which one comes next. Hang on, I'll check. Keep the hot chocolate. Keep that. Keep that. Let's see what's next. What are we doing? Saturday's Child, Preemptive Strike, Hunting the Hunters, Project Nightingale. By any means. God, we're not even halfway through the Romulan arc yet. Jesus. It already feels like the Romulan arc's just stretched on way too long. This is how I felt when I was playing it. I felt like, oh God, this is taking forever. These missions, there's no plot here. See, by any means, find and destroy a Borg sphere before the Romulans can steal its technology. Yeah, they do that anyways, but that's later. Taurus. Okay, so let's see. Taurus, trapped. Sharian Swords. Sharian Swords right here is the actual end of the original Romulan arc before they added the featured episode. So we still have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We still have 7 missions to go, and then 5 more for the featured episode series. And Darkness Before the Dawn can't be replayed. Literally, that's just kind of like, okay, this stuff happened, and have a nice day. That's literally what Darkness Before the Dawn is. It's not an actual mission. So the next time we'll be doing By Any Means, and this has already gone on far too long, so I am going to not go to sleep for the rest of this night. And I will see you guys later. So, later.